Hi Aries, and welcome to Tarot Talking for your reading for October 2024. This is a collective reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And if you happen to come across this reading at a different time, know that you've been guided here by Spirit and it contains a message that you may need to hear.
This is for your Sun, Moon, Rising Venus and any cross watchers. Today's reading, the first column is going to represent current energies, the second column will be advice from Spirit, and the third column will be potential outcome. As usual, all the cards we're using will be listed in the description below.
And after the reading, we'll be channeling direct messages from our Spirit team through the talking board. And please remember to like, subscribe and comment if this reading resonates for you. And also, if you do subscribe and leave a comment, we'll randomly select one lucky person to receive a personal channeled message in our next video.
Okay, right, Aries. So, in your current energies at the moment, the first card is the Five of Cups. So, I don't know whether this is your feeling at the moment that maybe what you've been trying to achieve or what you've been trying to do isn't quite working out as you'd hoped. But I think what this card is trying to say to you is that you might feel disappointed, but there's not a need because you actually have achieved something. You just maybe need to reevaluate and look at what you've done over the past and think, well, I have done that and I have done that. And you're probably further along the path than maybe you believe you are.
Yes, I get a sense of dissatisfaction is the word that I hear. And I think you're right. I think actually it's saying, look around you, as you say, reevaluate, reassess where you're at, what you've achieved. And actually you're okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a bit of a niggling feeling that isn't really valid.
No, I don't think so either. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Well, this is a nice fresh energy, but it's very opposite to the first card we've got, which is about this dissatisfaction, disappointment.
I think maybe you haven't recognised it. I think that's fitting in with the fact that, that this energy there is of new, fresh opportunities, which you maybe haven't quite recognised yet.
Because this does talk about an opportunity as well being given to you in the material world. So I do think it's a case of maybe if you take a step back, you might see that there are opportunities that maybe you haven't noticed before.
Which, of course, you've got absolutely graphically presented here, where turn around and the opportunities are there. You can't quite see them if you're looking this direction, turn around and the opportunities are there.
Yeah. I think there's a lot here about try not to focus on what you haven't got, but try to focus on what you do have. I think there's an element of possibly having this gratitude.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we've got the Justice card. So I do think, again, this is very much a card of balance. So I do think what the current energy at the moment is maybe that it feels to me like that balance is slightly off.
Yeah.
I think with these two cards, it's feeling that possibly you're in this energy more than maybe in this energy.
I think you encapsulate it by saying that you perhaps aren't really seeing your life in balance at the moment, and that there are really good things to focus on, and perhaps you're over focusing on the slightly more negative aspects of life at the moment.
So I do think there's a push here to sort of, bring that back into balance for yourself.
Yeah. Step back, reassess, I think are the words for this for me at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. And then we have advice from Spirit in the second column. Well, you start with the Two of Cups, which is a lovely card. It's one of union, harmony, being overlooked by Spirit, divinely guided. But it's also, it does speak about having a bit more self-care, a bit more self-love. And I feel in this reading, that's what this represents. Possibly not around anything external. I think it's more internal. So I think Spirit are asking you to be a bit kinder to yourself.
Which maybe reflects the dissatisfaction this card's talking about, is dissatisfaction with maybe you expected a little more of yourself in some area, maybe you expected a bit more success or whatever that might be. And I think you're right, this is saying, well, be a bit kinder. Because actually you've done a lot, you've achieved a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's picking up on the dissatisfaction, saying not true, look after yourself, be and be more appreciative of what you've achieved.
Yeah. And then we've got the Sun, which is a wonderful card. It's one of the best cards you can have in tarot. And what I think the Sun is trying to tell you here is to, without sounding cliche, see the light. It's almost like bring some of that light into your life. Don't sit in this negativity. Try and find the positives, which I know is hard to do sometimes, and I know it's not easy for everybody. But if you can just find simple joys in life, whether that is getting out in nature or talking to a friend or whatever that may be. I think this is asking you to bring a little bit of that fun, a little bit of that joy, not be so serious, it's kind of a bit of more lightheartedness.
Which I think fits into this self-care feeling, I think. And also I think it is, the other vibration I get from this is that it's suggesting that let the light shine on the opportunities and the good things in your life.
Yeah. And then we have the Three of Swords. So again, the Three of Swords is a little bit about heartbreak, but what I think it's telling you here in this advice column, that it's if you can find the joy in the self-care, that will do wonders to heal whatever this feeling is of disappointment or dissatisfaction.
Maybe it's a bit about, along with self-care, it's a bit about self-protection as well. And if you have been hurt in whatever way, from a relationship, or it could be in any aspect of life, you have been hurt, maybe it's about putting a bit of protection around yourself and a few boundaries and boundaries around yourself to make sure that you protect yourself, look after yourself, and make yourself maybe a little less vulnerable to what's going on. Yeah. And I think you saying boundaries there, I think again with the self-love thing, maybe there are a few boundaries you need to put in place. Maybe there are people that are not good for you. Maybe there are situations that are not good for you. And you, in order to have that self-love and self-care for yourself, you need to be thinking, right, how do I, put these boundaries in place to protect myself? I think maybe there's a little bit of energy here about being a little bit selfish. Maybe you've actually given a lot and you don't feel you've received a lot in return. And maybe it's a bit about just being a little bit more selfish and protecting yourself a bit more going forwards. Aries.
I do. And then we've got potential outcome. So we've got the Four of Pentacles here. So I think this is talking about being on firmer ground. That's the words I'm getting, this firmer ground.
It's a card of stability, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Classic stability card of more surety going forwards than I think you've had.
Yeah.
It's a lovely card. I mean, it's a lovely card of firm foundations.
And I think that's where you want to be, Aries, especially in the material world. I think you want to feel like you've got this plan and this stability and this security going forward, which is maybe part of the issue here, that we're not feeling that at the moment.
But this is suggesting here with the Ace of Pentacles that there are fresh things happening for you. And I very much see the link here between them, saying there are firm foundations coming. So the germ of it is here, and the outcome is very much here.
Yeah. And then we've got the King of Cups and the King of Swords, which is
a fabulous balance.
Yeah, it is.
Emotions, head and heart, emotions and thinking and logic.
It is. And I just think with the King of Cups, this is just, you're going to feel emotionally better about yourself. You're going to be in this balanced energy. And then with the King of Swords, you're not going to have these thoughts that are making you feel negative. I just feel
this is a card which sort of suggests disempowerment, and these are cards that absolutely suggest empowerment. So I think there's a lovely narrative here of moving from a position where perhaps you don't feel fully in control to the sun and coming out into cards of absolute empowerment and fulfillment.
I do.
Should we see what the oracle cards
let's see what the oracle cards have to say. A time to give rather than take. So bearing in mind what we've just read, I really feel this is talking about time to give to yourself.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and which completely then ties into that, and saying about giving to yourself and putting down boundaries and not putting other people first, just at the moment.
Yeah.
And here we have blessings are showering into your life. Well, there we go.
Well, that is portrayed.
Because this is a spread with lots of bounty, lots of good things happening.
Yeah.
And lots of blessings. It's just about moving from this mindset. I feel it's a mindset situation.
I agree 100%. I do think it's a mindset. And I don't mean to be dismissive, but I sometimes wonder if that is actually not the physical reality. It's what we're just feeling and thinking.
Absolutely. So I think, and what's so lovely about a relatively small mindset shift provides all of this, all these blessings.
Yes, it does.
I hope that resonates, Aries. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us today. And what messages do you have for our lovely Aries collective? look up. Not. Well, how interesting. Look up, not down, which is exactly what you have the first card. Things are better. Things are better than you. Oh, things are better than you think, which is exactly what we were saying.
Yes, they are.
So see the good, not the. So see the good, not the bad. And matching that. Matching that positive. Matching that positive energy will open up even more so it's all about law of attraction, really, isn't it?
Open up more opportunities.
Absolutely. So if you raise your energy, raise your vibration, look at the good, not the bad, that energy will match and bring in other good things.
It will.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you. Again, please remember to like, subscribe and comment, and we will select one lucky subscriber who leaves a comment to receive a personal channeled message in our next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.